Belgium is home to some of the most eerie and haunted places in Europe. From crumbling castles to ancient cemeteries, these locations are not just filled with history, they are alive with the spirits of the past. Join me as we explore 15 of Belgium's most haunted spots, where darkness lurks and restless souls roam. 1. Castle of Horst, St. Peter's Road. Deep in the heart of Belgium, hidden within the foggy forests, stands the imposing Castle of Horst, a place steeped in dark legends. It was once home to knights and nobility, but it is now a cold, silent monument to a haunted past. They say the spirit of a long-dead knight still roams the ancient halls, seeking redemption for a crime committed centuries ago. Late at night, the rustling of his armor echoes through the corridors, and faint whispers drift from the stone walls. Visitors have felt a bone-chilling presence, as if unseen eyes are watching them from the shadows. Some say the ghostly knight appears by the castle's window, his eyes burning with rage and sorrow, forever trapped between this world and the next. If you dare to venture there, be warned, this castle is not just a relic of history, but a gateway to the supernatural. 2. Chateau Miranda, Cells. Perched atop a misty hill in the Ardennes, the crumbling Chateau Miranda stands as a haunting reminder of a forgotten past. This abandoned neo-Gothic castle, with its shattered windows and ivy-covered walls, feels alive with an eerie energy. Legends speak of ghostly children who once played in its grand halls, their laughter now replaced by sorrowful cries echoing through the empty corridors. Locals avoid the area after dark, claiming to see fleeting shadows and hear whispers carried on the wind. Some visitors report an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the castle itself is watching, waiting for something or someone. Once a place of beauty, Miranda has become a domain of despair, its spirits restless, its secrets buried in darkness. To step inside is to risk more than fear, it's to invite the unknown. 3. Gravenstein Castle, Ghent. In the heart of Ghent rises Gravenstein Castle, a fortress as grim as the stories it holds. Built in the 12th century, its cold gray walls have witnessed unspeakable horrors, torture, executions, and despair. The air is heavy here, as if the screams of the condemned still linger. They say the dungeons are the most haunted, where shadows flicker and muffled cries seem to echo from the stone. Some have felt icy hands brushing against them, while others speak of a hooded figure always watching from the corner of their eye. But it's the execution chamber that sends shivers down every visitor's spine. Locals tell of a ghostly woman seen kneeling there, her face pale, her cries a chilling lament for her lost life. The castle, now a museum, seems alive with the echoes of its brutal past. Dare to step inside, and you may leave with more than just memories. You may carry its darkness with you. 4th Street Anne's Church, Bruges. Nestled in the quiet streets of Bruges, an Anne's Church exudes a haunting beauty by day, but by night it transforms into something far darker. This centuries-old church is said to harbor a restless spirit, a ghostly priest doomed to wander its sacred halls. Visitors have reported an eerie presence during evening prayers, as if unseen eyes were watching from the shadows. Some claim to hear soft murmurs, indistinct words that seem to rise from the very walls and candles flickering without a breeze. The most chilling tale is of a late-night visitor who saw a figure kneeling at the altar, shrouded in darkness. When they approached, the figure turned, a hollow-eyed priest with a face twisted in anguish before vanishing into thin air. St. Anne's Church is a place where the veil between the living and the dead feels dangerously thin, a sanctuary turned spectral, where faith meets fear. 5th, Huy Fort, Huy. Standing ominously on a hill overlooking the town of Huy, the Huy Fort is a fortress with a dark and oppressive past. During World War II, it was a prison where countless souls endured unimaginable torment. Today, It is said that the cries of those who perished still echo through its stone corridors. Visitors often speak of sudden chills and feelings of dread, as if the fort itself is alive with unseen sorrow. Some have reported hearing heavy footsteps behind them, only to turn and find no one there. In the dimly lit cells, fleeting shadows dance across the walls, and a cold, spectral hand is said to grip those who dare linger too long. The most haunting legend speaks of a man in a tattered uniform who appears at the gates, his hollow eyes staring, before vanishing into the darkness. Hoi Fort is not just a historical site. It's a place where the horrors of the past refuse to rest. 6. Kemmelberg Hill, Heuveland. In the tranquil countryside of Heuveland lies Kemmelberg Hill, a site forever scarred by the horrors of World War I. This seemingly peaceful hill was once a battlefield soaked in blood, and its earth still whispers the secrets of the fallen. As night falls, locals warn of ghostly soldiers who emerge from the mist, their faces gaunt, their uniforms tattered, as if trapped in an endless march. Visitors have reported hearing the distant rumble of cannons and the faint, mournful cries of men calling for help. Some claim to see spectral figures standing motionless among the trees, their hollow eyes watching in silence before vanishing into the darkness. The most chilling accounts come from those who have stayed too long, feeling an icy grip on their shoulders or hearing a voice whisper their name, as if the hill itself refuses to let them go. Kemmelberg is not just a memorial. It's a haunted reminder of a war that never truly ended. 7th, Abbey of Villers-le-Ville. Villers-le-Ville. In the heart of Belgium, hidden among dense forests, lies the haunting Abbey of Villers-le-Ville. Once a thriving monastic community, now only crumbling ruins remain, silent witnesses to centuries of history and sorrow. The abbey's grand stone walls, though weathered by time, seem to hum with a chilling energy. As the sun sets, an eerie stillness fills the air, broken only by the soft rustle of leaves. Those brave enough to wander the grounds at night speak of shadowy figures moving among the ruins, cloaked monks, their faces hidden, drifting silently through the mist. Some hear the faint sound of Gregorian chants, as if the ghosts of the abbey's past have not yet abandoned their prayers. The most disturbing sight is the figure of a monk who is seen standing motionless at the altar, his hollow eyes locked on those who dare to approach. To walk the abbey's grounds is to walk among the dead, forever bound by the spirits that refuse to leave. 8. Château de l'Ermitage, Namur. Tucked away in the forests of Namur, the Château de l'Ermitage stands as a silent, brooding relic of the past, its towering walls shrouded in mystery and whispers. Once a haven for the aristocracy, this castle has become a place of nightmares. Locals tell chilling tales of a ghostly woman in white who haunts the castle grounds, her sorrowful wails drifting through the night air. Some say she was the bride of a nobleman who died tragically on their wedding night. Visitors who wander too close to the castle's crumbling gates report an overwhelming sense of dread, an icy chill that seems to grip their very soul. Others claim to see the woman standing at the windows, her face pressed against the glass, her mournful eyes following them as they retreat. The most unsettling part is the strange, unnatural silence that envelops the castle at night, broken only by the distant sound of footsteps that seem to draw closer but never reach you. The Château de l'Ermitage is a place where the past never truly dies. It waits, watching, in the dark. 9th, Lier Béguinage. Lier. In the quiet town of Lier, this Béguinage stands as a haunting reminder of a time long past. This peaceful UNESCO World Heritage Site, once home to devout women, is now shrouded in eerie silence after dusk. Beneath the soft glow of the moon, the cobblestone streets seem to whisper, carrying the ghostly echoes of nuns long gone. Visitors report seeing shadowy figures dressed in ancient habits, silently walking between the old houses, their footsteps eerily muffled as if they glide over the ground. Some claim to have felt an icy breath on their necks or seen faces appear in the windows, pale, sorrowful, and staring. But the most disturbing legend is that of a nun, lost to madness, who wanders the Béguinage at night, her mournful sobs carrying through the air. The Lair Béguinage is a place where the past never fully fades, where the spirits of the devout are still bound by duty, and their presence lingers, waiting to be felt by the living. 10. The Black Tower, Brussels. In the heart of Brussels, tucked away in the shadows of ancient streets, stands the foreboding Black Tower, a relic of the city's dark past. Its stone walls, blackened by time and tragedy, are said to harbor the spirits of those who met a brutal end within its confines. Originally built as part of Brussels' medieval defenses, the tower later became a place of imprisonment, where prisoners were tortured and left to die. The air around it is thick with an unsettling energy. Those who dare approach claim to hear the faint sound of chains rattling and the distant echo of cries, though no one is ever there. Some say a figure, dressed in rags with hollow eyes, appears at the tower's entrance only to vanish the moment anyone draws near. The most chilling experience is said to be the feeling of cold hands gripping your shoulder from behind, but when you turn, no one is there. 11th Cimetière de Laeken, Brussels. At the edge of Brussels lies the ancient Cimetière de Laeken, a sprawling cemetery that holds the secrets of centuries. While it is the final resting place of many notable figures, the graveyard is infamous for its unsettling atmosphere, especially at night. As darkness falls, the once peaceful grounds become a maze of shadows, where mournful whispers seem to echo from the gravestones. Those brave enough to walk through it after dusk speak of ghostly apparitions drifting between the graves, figures in old-fashioned clothing, their faces obscured by the fog that rolls in from the nearby river. But it's the haunting of the royal tombs that chills visitors the most. The legend says the spirits of the royal family, bound by duty and tragedy, still roam their tombs, their sorrowful wails carried on the wind. Some have reported a sensation of being watched, a cold breath brushing their necks as if the dead were reaching out from the grave. Cimetière de Laeken is not just a cemetery. It is a place where the line between the living and the dead blurs, and the restless souls of the past continue to haunt. 12th, Château de Modave. Deep in the Belgian countryside, the Château de Modave looms over the valley like a forgotten nightmare, its stone walls weathered by centuries of dark history. Once a grand residence for noble families, the castle now stands in eerie silence, its halls echoing with the memories of its tragic past. Visitors speak of feeling a heavy presence in the air, as if unseen eyes are watching from the shadows. At night, the faint sound of footsteps can be heard, though the halls are empty. Some say it's the ghost of a former lady of the castle who met a violent end, her restless spirit forever roaming the corridors in search of peace. Others claim to have seen flickering lights in the windows, only to find the rooms inside completely dark. The most unsettling encounter is the sensation of being touched by cold, unseen hands, as if the castle itself is trying to pull you into its tragic history. The Château de Modave isn't just a castle. It's a prison for the past, where the spirits of the dead are trapped, waiting to make their presence known. Location: 13. The Atomium, Brussels. In the heart of Brussels stands the Atomium, a bizarre futuristic structure that seems out of place in a city steeped in history, but behind its gleaming metallic spheres lies a dark secret. Built for the 1958 World Expo, the Atomium was designed to symbolize progress and unity, but it has become a monument to something far more sinister. Visitors claim that, after the sun sets, the once gleaming surface of the building seems to darken, casting long shadows across the city. Whispers of strange occurrences inside are common: flickering lights, mysterious cold spots, and the sensation of being watched. Some have even reported hearing strange mechanical noises deep within the structure, as though the atomium itself is alive, shifting and groaning in the night. The most terrifying story is that of a visitor who was trapped inside one of the spheres, feeling a growing sense of panic and dread, as if something unseen was closing in until they managed to escape. The atomium is a symbol of Belgium's progress, but beneath its metallic exterior, something far darker seems to lurk, waiting for those who dare to uncover its secrets. 1. 14. Liège Citadel, Liège. Perched high above the city, the Sac Liège Citadel is a fortress steeped in bloodshed and shadow. Originally built in the 13th century, this imposing citadel has witnessed countless battles, sieges, and untold horrors. By day, its grand walls seem solid and unyielding, but by night, the atmosphere changes. An oppressive silence fills the air, broken only by the distant howls of wind that carry a faint, ghostly whisper. Visitors claim to see the apparition of a soldier from a forgotten war, standing guard at the citadel's entrance, his eyes empty and his face twisted in agony. Some have even reported hearing the sound of clanging armor or feeling cold hands brush their shoulders, though no one is there. The most disturbing encounter is said to happen in the old dungeons, where the faint scent of decay lingers in the air, and the faint cries of tortured souls can still be heard, trapped forever within the stone. The Liège Citadel isn't just a historic landmark, it's a place where the past refuses to die, its ghosts forever haunting the ancient walls. 15. Grand Hornu, Mons. In the industrial heart of Mons stands Grand Hornu, an old mining complex that holds more than just the weight of its history. Built in the early 19th century, this once thriving center of coal production now lies abandoned, but its dark past is far from forgotten. The towering chimneys and empty halls of Grand Hornu are said to echo with the cries of workers who perished in tragic accidents deep underground. On foggy nights, some claim to hear the faint sound of pickaxes striking stone, as if the spirits of the miners are still laboring in the shadows. Others have reported seeing figures in old mining gear, their hollow eyes staring into the distance, forever bound to the work they died doing. The most unsettling stories come from the old warehouses, where visitors often feel a cold presence or notice a shift in the air, as if someone, or something, is just behind them. Grand Hornu is not simply a museum. It is a place where the past is alive, its ghosts forever lingering in the dim light of the past. These chilling locations are just a glimpse into Belgium's haunted history. Would you dare to visit? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling tales. Until next time, stay brave or stay away.